Here are 5 things I wish I knew as a man before I got into a relationship. Are you a guy who struggles with relationships, whether you're single, you're dating, or you're married and you're not sure how to keep your relationship fulfilled and happy? Well, in this video, I'm gonna dive into 5 things I wish I knew before I got into my near decade-long relationship. And these aren't just gonna be tips that you find somewhere randomly on the internet. These are actual things that I've gone through myself as I've continued my personal development journey, trying to become a better man every single day, and things that I've learned along the way that I didn't learn as a child, and also what I didn't learn going into relationships beforehand. So whether you are a guy who's single, you're already dating, you have a relationship, you're married, or you're divorced, it doesn't actually matter what situation you're in. This is gonna help you no matter what. So let's get stuck into it. So the first thing you need to understand about relationships is that you must be okay on your own. As much as the movies like to romanticize the idea of having someone complete you, or that you need someone else and you have this dependence on them, the truth in reality is that if you are dependent on a woman to make you feel complete or whole, then this is actually a recipe for turning her off. As a man, you need to feel okay on your own. You need to be complete. You need to be whole with who you currently are, so that when you actually get into a relationship, you're actually already okay by yourself. Because dependency in a relationship is a recipe for disaster. Your partner should be a complement to you, not someone that you rely on to feel okay in yourself. And as tough as this might sound, as a guy, you need to learn to regulate your own mindset, to regulate your own emotions, and you need to be self-sufficient. Because if you're constantly relying on your woman to make you feel okay, this is actually behaving like a little boy. And it's a massive turnoff for women. Women want to feel like they're in a relationship with a man who's got his shit together, not someone who's a little boy who throws tantrums and requires someone else to make him feel okay. And a quick note on this doesn't mean that your partner can't compliment you. It just means that regardless of the other situations happening, you can be okay by yourself. So the second thing that I wish I knew was to stay calm and composed during communication. Losing your temper should never be an option when it comes to communicating with your partner. And although you don't have to be perfect with this, if you want to create the feminine and masculine dynamic that most men are looking for in a relationship, the ability to stay calm and collected during communication and conversations with your partner is a very, very strong opportunity to create that dynamic. When you're communicating with your partner, lead with empathy and understanding first. Because if your girlfriend is saying something that might trigger you, the best thing that you can possibly do in that circumstance is to still remain calm and confident in that situation. And the reason being is because if you're losing control of your emotions and you can't keep your cool even when you have a conflict or even when you have something that you need to work through together, then this is actually showing your inability to control your emotions, which is actually a boy trait. And essentially what you're saying in this situation non-verbally is that someone else is able to control your emotions. You have to learn to be able to shrug things off, not take things so seriously, and be able to self-regulate during these situations. And a quick caveat with this one is that it doesn't mean you need to put up with abusive behavior. But what it does mean is if you're able to control your emotions, you will actually earn the respect of your partner. And as a result of you not overreacting, they'll actually feel closer to you and they'll be able to feel safe and step more into their feminine energy. Because for women, there's nothing that turns them off more than a guy who cannot control his emotions and constantly reacts to everything around him. Now, the third thing I wish I knew was understanding the difference between male and female communication. Men tend to be more straightforward with their communication than women are. When guys communicate, we're often looking for a solution to a problem, and we'll often go straight into talking about the problem and looking for a solution. And this is not necessarily always the case, but generally speaking, guys are problem solvers. We love to solve problems. We like to solve one problem and then move on and then have things go back to the way they were, or have things go back to normal, or to move on to the next challenge. But women communicate differently. When your partner is in her feminine energy, often she will simply want to resolve a problem by just talking about it or venting about it. Women like to often get things out in the open. They like to talk about things. They like to vent, and that's how they solve problems. They like to express and release their emotions, whereas men tend to communicate in a different style. They like to express their emotions, to talk about the issues, and that actually helps them to release the issue or to come up with a solution, or they might also ask you for your opinion. But one of the mistakes that I used to make, and I still make it sometimes too, is trying to cut in too early to provide a solution. The best thing that you can do when your girl is coming to you with a problem is to just listen, lead with empathy, understanding, and eventually if she wants an actual solution to it, or if she wants your opinion, she'll usually ask for it. And the mistake that I've found guys make, and what I've made, is that girls get a little bit caught up in their emotions sometimes when they're expressing a problem or talking about a problem. And again, there's always exceptions to this rule, but generally speaking, women will lean a little bit more into their emotions when they're communicating than men will. And one of the mistakes that I've made, and I continue to make it sometimes too, and I see a lot of guys making this mistake as well, is that they'll take a defensive approach when their girl starts to give them their problems, or they start talking about their problems. They'll think, oh shit, like she's attacking me, or they'll get defensive. And from that point, they'll end up trying to provide a solution, or they'll feel attacked, and then it turns into an argument. But often what's actually the case is that she's just trying to express her emotions, to let it out, and she wants someone to listen. She wants you to hold space for her and to be strong and in your own energy and presenting that masculine energy so she can feel safe. And then if she wants a solution in the end, then she'll ask you for it. But generally speaking, girls and women are just looking for you to listen and hold space for them. So the fourth tip that I wish I knew is to have a mission and purpose to work towards. As a man, you need to have drive. You need to have a purpose. You need to have motivation and a mission and something that you're working towards that helps you to become a better version of yourself, to help you reach your true potential and push forward and be progressing in life. And when you lack this, this is a massive turnoff for women. Think about this in reverse. For most guys, we want to have a feminine girl who likes to dress up, she takes care of herself, maybe she goes to the gym and she's also dressing up, whatever else it might be that girls like to do. You want a girl who plays the feminine role in a relationship. And with that energy comes a certain characteristics and traits that guys tend to like. And the reverse is true for women when they're looking for a man. Women want a guy who have a mission or something that they're working towards in life. Women want a man who has something that he's working towards in life, a mission or a purpose or something that gives him meaning. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to build a Fortune 500 company and become the next Elon Musk. It just means that you have a sense of purpose and something that you're working on that's meaningful to you. This could be getting in shape or starting a business or going for a promotion or working on becoming a better father or a better family member or a better partner. Whatever else that is that gives you meaning and helps you progress in life and gives you purpose, that is the thing that they're looking for. But I can tell you that if you don't have any of these things and you're just sitting there waiting for something to show up on your doorstep and you have no sense of drive or purpose in your life, then this is a massive turnoff for women. Now, the fifth and final thing that I wish I knew before I got into a relationship is to make her feel safe. As men, we are biologically designed to protect. And yes, this includes physical protection, but it also includes emotional too. And the reality is, most of us men have not been taught how to do this. And this also includes myself at first. So if you can learn the habit of emotional control, particularly in challenging situations where other people might be losing control of their emotions, or your partner might be becoming overwhelmed and not sure what to do, or she feels unsafe, then your ability to control your emotions and make people feel safe in that situation, even if it's just emotional, that is going to earn you another level of respect with your partner. And in addition to this, by you being able to provide a sense of safety, both physically and mentally for your woman, this allows her to relax more into her feminine energy and become more of the type of girl that you want. Because if you think about this in reverse, if you are always losing control of your emotions every single time someone says or does anything to you, particularly if it's something that your partner says to you, then this is going to be a massive turnoff from your woman. Because in a situation where you're consistently losing control of your emotions, this is actually showing that you're behaving like a little boy. Because a man maintains control of his emotions. And a quick note for this one is that this does not mean that you need to be a robot. It just means that you're in control of your emotions. You can still feel them, you can still express your emotions, but you are in control of them. Do not allow your emotions to dictate your behavior and take control of you. And don't expect to be perfect with this at first. It takes practice like anything does. But the more often you are able to control your emotions and create a safe space for your girl to relax into her feminine, then the more attracted she will be to you. And this applies for the dating scene, it applies for marriages, It applies for any situation when it comes to relationships with women. Women want to feel safe. They want to feel like they can kind of relax into their feminine energy. They want to feel like you can take care of them. And when I say take care of them, not in a dependent type of situation, it's just about the emotional and physical safety that you create. It's an energy that you create that they can then relax into, and they'll feel more attracted to you as a result. Otherwise, they have to tap into their masculine energy, and that is where it's like two poles of a magnet. Because if a girl has to tap into and create her own masculine energy, then this is going to be a turnoff for you, and it's going to be a turnoff for her because she can't tap into her feminine energy and feel safe to do so in a relationship. So there you have it. Those are 5 things I wish I knew before I got into a relationship. So if this video resonated with you and you got some value from it, then don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment on what you thought of this video, and also let me know of any other things that you'd like me to cover in future too. And I'm keen to hear if any of this stuff helped you in your relationships right now. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.